welcome back to Phasmophobia. If you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you can do for the channel will help me put more back into the channel for you. Welcome all players new and old. Today we're going to be talking about how to do Nightmare, or not Nightmare, Insanity on Phasmophobia. We just did Nightmare. Check out yesterday's video. As long as nothing catastrophic happens, you should be going out, day to day. We're going to dial this back up and come back over here. We are loaded up on Insanity. Insanity is technically Apocalypse 1. So let's go get ourselves a trophy, if we can. Have to do that on Sunny Meadows, but there's not much of a but to it. Let's do this. Let's get loaded in here. We're getting lucky with the sunrise weathers, honestly. Alright, we're going to grab our doohickey, our night vision goggles. We're going to grab our lighter. This map is massive, as in I just opened a door and you can see the other end of the asylum over there. And you can't go upstairs, but there is a basement level that is almost the exact same floor plan as the upstairs level. You can actually see that right here. Here is the main level, and here's the basement. Yeah, this is gonna suck a little bit. Speaking of this, though, let's see. Nope, it's on this one right now. So you can go over here. You click on the keyboard for night vision. You click on the mouse to change the camera. But if you come over here to the upper monitor with the camera, here's this video cam, and you see that little light shining out of it. That's showing you where in the map you're looking at right now. Now this is always enabled. I don't even think this disables on Apocalypse 3. So let's switch to another one. You can recognize it as the chapel. There's the chapel, there's the camera, little light cone's gone there. So if you're ever cycling through trying to figure out where you're at, or you have other players inside and they're asking you to check the cams, like they say that you're in there on the left hallway. This is the left hallway. There's that. Oh, that looks like a courtyard. That looks like some kind of kitchen. Where's this at? Oh, it's up there in the kitchen. There's a hallway looking thing. Where's that one at? Hey, look, left hallway. So you know you're looking at the right location. You can see all the way down the hallway. You won't be able to see ghost orbs in here unless it's like in that room or maybe that room, because I don't believe the ghost room can ever be in the larger hallways on this map. But you'd be able to see the ghost while it's hunting, at least through the static of the camera. So this is a neat feature. It's worthwhile for you guys to be aware of it. When you put in sound sensors, they will also tell you the room name. So if you ever want to figure out where the rooms are called and you don't want to look it up on a wiki, you could just put a bunch of sound sensors in there, take note of the room names. On Insanity, your monitors are still broken down here. Everything else over here is the same. This map is massive, and it's going to take us a while to find the ghost. So, it's probably going to hunt the first time we enter. Not as soon as we enter, but probably give it about 2 or 3 minutes. We are going to take a parabolic microphone with us to listen for activity and whispers. Whispers will be the actual physical ghost model giving out an auditory signal whenever it feels like it. So, that's a very good indication of where the ghost actually is. Other than that, when it's throwing stuff around, it can reach through walls and throw stuff, so activity noises such as that, take with a grain of salt, but that's going to narrow you down pretty well on location. The other thing I guess I'm going to take in is this to actually confirm location when I get in there. Unfortunately, the first expedition is just going to be finding the ghost room, so once we do locate it, it's going to be a matter of coming back in. This, by the way, is why we have the night vision. We got really lucky with the breaker being right here. Another location is downstairs. Another location is in the back of the upstairs of the map, where why does it sound like it's raining? That's weird. Back of the map, I think it's in like a coal room or something. Basically, go into the kitchen and then check the 2 side rooms in there. And another location is around the circle around the chapel and courtyard. It's in one of the side rooms. Not a noise I can pick up on here, right? Nope. Okay, that's just a weird auditory thing. You have noises such as that. Those are just random ambient noises. They're put in there to, creep at the player. Sometimes they work. Oh yeah. On this map, the cursed possessions will always be in this big summoning circle, which is not a functioning one. You cannot use this unless the summoning circle is inside of it. But on Insanity, you don't get cursed possessions. So, don't gotta worry about it. Those ambient noises, they happen all over the map, even unrestricted in areas you can't get to. The ambient noises are occurring, so that they are not signs of where the ghost is. That one's a weird one because it's trying to say that there's hallway. Oh no, it's probably actually that part of the hallway. Never mind. Oh, back there, that big long hallway door, those lock when the ghost hunts, whether you're inside of it or outside of it, so you can't enter, one way or another. I'm kind of hoping this is going to be an upstairs ghost. That was activity. That's a lot of activity. So I think that was actually in one of these storage rooms right over here. I'm going to turn that off, turn this guy on, start taking some temperature measurements. Not in here. The hallway seems to be quite cold. And this room is the coldest. So here's our ghost room. We'll go ahead and get this light turned on. We will dump that. We got a while before it hunts, so we'll put that guy in there too. Located our ghost room just like that. Parabolic mic helps a ton. If you have the tier 2 or tier 1, it's a little bit harder because the ranges are shorter and they don't have such a nice LCD screen that tells you where the activity is happening, whether it's a whisper or action. But that little combo right there with the parabolic and the brain's not working, thermal, works quite nicely. There's technically a bone somewhere on this map. Good luck finding it. Basically never will. Yes, that bell is annoying, but it's for good luck, so you gotta ring it. We'll get those lights on almost from there all the way back. I'll try to hunt down that light switch in that portion of the hallway, but that is pretty decent. Oh, that's what I was hearing. I didn't realize you could hear the fountain so well when you're inside the reception area. That's bizarre. So we found out that room. Is there any cameras nearby that could help us? No, not even one. Okay, no, it's worth checking. I don't use them normally, so I didn't know off the top of my head. What do we have for objectives? Ghost photo is gonna suck. Firelight and event. We're gonna take the photo cam in, because if we don't, my luck is that I would get an event that I could have taken a ghost photo on. I'm gonna take in a writing book because I can sit it down, leave it there, and just wait for the ghost to do activity. And I want to take in a video cam so I can look at the writing book, also so I can put dots in there later and we won't have to worry about it. Tripods are important. The ghost will often try to knock over your camera if it is just sitting on the ground. Put this up here on a tripod, especially the tier 3 tripod. It is more difficult to knock over. If I can remember, I'll try to display that in the shop when we finish with this, whether I live, die, or get the ghost right. But there's actually a rating on that to say how hard it is for the ghost to knock it over. So let's get all the way back there, get this stuff set up. We'll have to make the hall all the way back out to get more evidence items and bring them back in again. Also gonna try to look for the light switch. I think it's next to the courtyard door. Yes, it is. That's not a very effective light switch. Okay, I guess that's not much of a light left in there too, so potato potato. No light switch in here, right? No ghost orbs in here either. Seems like probably back against this wall is a little bit better of a setup. Drop this guy here. We'll check our thermals. Definitely still in here, which is nice for us. Still a little bit dark here. I don't know if this counts for our sanity. I'm going to go this way. I'm betting the light switch is somewhere over here. Here it is. Yeah, it's something, I guess. Give me light in here. Barely. Nice flickery light. Normally that would mean a hunt and I'd be terrified, but apparently not this time. Oh, I do still have voice activation on and everything, so the ghost can hear everything I'm saying. It's actually kind of helpful in single player because a yokai, its non-hunting trait, kind of, is that it does more activity when you verbally annoy the ghost with any kind of sound from your microphone. And if there's enough sound coming from your microphone, it will actually hunt early, and I don't know that there's a sanity cap for that. So you can get a nearly 100% sanity hunt from a yokai just by verbally berating the ghost. So, you know, conquer your ghostly fears by just yelling at the ghost, and you'll be fine. Let's grab these two. I still got the photo cam on me because I was hoping you could get a vent there, but never did. It'd be really nice to get the bone. If I don't spot the bone, I'm not really going to go out of my way to look for it. Then we're not going to bring in anything. We're not going to try to go for perfect game. But you will get a lot of money when you're doing perfect game on large maps. It goes into before the multiplier, I believe, or is a multiplier of its own. I'm not entirely positive on that one. We'll still see at the end, however. Not even sure the bone can be in the open hallway like this. I found it so very few times. Just having this out and ready. Touching the door. Doesn't mean anything, but it's worth taking note. Ah, I didn't get to it. Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Spirit box doesn't work with the light on. Probably should have mentioned that in the 3 evidence, or the, whatchamacallit, the professional video I did. So no spirit box, no ghost writing so far. Ghost touched me, so that's going to be minus 15 sanity, unless it's an Oni. I think it's a minus 20 or 25. Still sucks, because... Hunt is over. Apparently we need to start getting crucifixes in there so that I can effectively do my investigation. Breaker's still on, I believe. Yes, yes it is. Thank you, Ghosty, for not killing that or on me. Should have instinctively grabbed my smudge off the floor there. Didn't even think about it. Could have died there very easily. He saw me in the locker being silent did not attract a ghost, but crossing off ghosts. It did not seem... It seemed decently visible, so I doubt it was a phantom. It didn't seem that visible, so I doubt it's an Oni. We could tell from yesterday's video it's not a Revenant. I had the breaker on, but the ghost did speed up with line of sight, so it's not a Hantu or a Thace for the speed that it was going. We never had ghost orbs, so it's not a Mimic. It didn't come in the locker and kill me, and it wasn't extremely fast, so it's not a Deogen. It shouldn't be 40% sanity, so it's not a Moroi. And it was not fast from the start, with I have a lot of power and electronics in that room, so it's not a Raiju. At least I don't think it is. Now that I have that camera in the room, I can pop this open and take a look at here and see anything and everything that's going on. Still no ghost orbs. I should probably take the camera out and check the surrounding rooms to make sure there's no ghost orbs in there as well. Because in my experience, which is entirely anecdotal, sometimes the ghost orbs do detach themselves from the ghost and choose their own room. Not something to look out for a lot. Pretty sure it was just a glitch I encountered a few times, but nah, I look for it regularly. On Insanity, you only get 1 evidence, and you cannot cross off evidence, so I wasn't getting Spirit Box, and I don't have Ghost Writing, and I don't have Freezing Temps, so I can't just go in here, cross those off, and see what ghosts I'm left with. Because the ghost isn't going to give me those evidence items, I just need to keep hunting for the one that it will give me. Same thing goes for Nightmare. You can't just cross off ghosts. When you're on Professional and below, you can do that. If it doesn't give you Ultraviolet, you don't have Ghost Orbs, and it doesn't give you any Spirit Box when you know you're on top of the ghost, you can cross off those evidence items, see what you're left with, and keep going from there. So no Ghost Orbs. Doesn't look like it's doing any dots. Which Goryo dots here, you could actually check from outside of the room. I can finish grabbing the rest of my evidence items. I feel like as soon as I look away from the monitor, it's going to do dots, and I'm going to be mad at it. Hunted with the lights on. I'm pretty sure I'm above 40% sanity, so I doubt it's a mirror as well. Something worth noting. We'll take 2 of these just to try to bring myself back up close to 100%. I did not smudge it, so it can hunt as soon as I go in. Otherwise, I'll be taking in a crucifix, UV, and our last evidence item is an EMF. Give ourselves a second for our sanity to go back up. We're still going to have to go through dark rooms to get the light switches turned on in the rooms that we already had, because now they're all off after every hunt. And yeah, sanity should be good. Still need what? Ghost Photo and Firelight? Firelight will actually prevent my sanity drain. But I want to omit the EMF meter. Yes, I do. You. Now I can go through the dark rooms without my sanity draining. I have no idea why my sinuses are so screwed up. It's not that cold outside. So now we can also get the lights turned on this trek. On the trek back out, we will bring the other evidence items and whatnot. Firelight's not only a goal, while the Onryo has a test you can do where you set up 3 firelights in a room. If it blows them out in somewhat quick succession, then it can hunt at any sanity for, the rest of the contract. I was like, did that turn on the light? They can hunt at any sanity for the rest of your time in the contract, and then a firelight will act as a crucifix for the Onryo, so it'll have to blow that out in order for you to, or in order to hunt you. And it'll blow out the firelight before it ignites a crucifix, which is something else that's worth noting. Touch the door. Let me check these both. No UV on them. Actually, I don't want that on. I do want this in here. Gonna come out of here and grab somewhere around here. Where did they drop my photo cam? I don't think I made it that far with it. I'm pretty sure I dropped it fairly quickly. Oh, I dropped it fairly quickly. Check we're freezing again. 2-9. Colder, warmer out here. Check that door here in a second. Not roaming into here. Nice. Does seem like it's roaming outside of the ghost room quite a bit. We'll check this for UV again. Obake has a 20-25% chance of not leaving UV as an evidence. Something worth taking note of. Kind of just want to be prepared for a event so I can try to get the ghost photo again. Don't believe it's any of the teleporting ghosts, otherwise it would be getting closer to the entry and changing ghost rooms. The fact that it's not changing ghost rooms makes me somewhat think that it could be a Goryo, which will never change its favorite room unless forced to by a cursed possession. It's also, its dots you cannot see in person. You have to see on a video source with no people in the ghost room, otherwise it won't do the dots for you. Show yourself, do something, give me a sign. Just like that, you can actually ask the ghost for activity. Sitting in here with the light on, our sanity won't drain, but the ghost will be less active, so something worth noting, but it's safe, and we can try to get our one evidence before we inevitably die. We talked a little bit about ghosts having forced evidence in the professional and below video, so because of that, we don't have UV, and we don't have ghost orbs. No ghost orbs, no mimic, no UV means no Obake. No spirit box means no Moroi or no Diogen. I do hope in the near future they add more forced evidence to certain ghosts, especially the ones who don't have very unique hunting traits. That does not count for a ghost photo. That does mean that it is definitely not an Oni. That is called an airball ghost event. Onis cannot do that type of ghost event. Does still mean our sanity just got drained by 15% because the ghost is a dick. But we will start getting more activity. So, do something. Show yourself. Give me a sign. Do something. Show yourself. Give me a sign. That's the sound of a crucifix turning upside down on a wall. Technically, I think you could take a photo of that, but I'm not interested in that right now. Not freezing. Show yourself. Show yourself. Show yourself. I'm interested in getting these objectives because they pay out a lot of money, especially on these larger maps, which have a multiplier, and then on top of that, the 6 times multiplier. I wish I had cycled to my camera quicker when I had that very first ghost event, so I wouldn't be having to do this. But this does help me try to rule out ghost writing and freezing for evidence, and dots, because it's just straight up not doing dots. Show yourself. Show yourself. Very quiet, very not doing anything. Not interested in getting perfect photos, so I just need a half decent photo of the ghost. Show yourself. A shadow kind of scared me. It's like, what the hell's that? Show yourself. Do something. Give me a sign. Sometimes literally asking for activity, the ghost will oblige. Having a motion sensor in here would help a lot right now. 1.5. It's almost freezing, but it won't give it to me. The ghost makes the room that it's in coldest. So if it's in here but roaming out there, then this room won't get the freezing temps if that's an evidence that the ghost is going to give. Alright. Haven't gotten any evidence, so I'm going to try to bring in another video cam, another dots, and we'll go that route about it. Could be a teleporting ghost. It just hasn't teleported to me yet. So I turned off the breaker. Not a Jinn. Jinns are incapable of turning off breakers. You can still force the breaker to turn off the light switch. It was following me. So we need to get salt and a motion sensor. Maybe it's a banshee. Wraith cannot walk through salt, so if we put salt and then a motion sensor and it walks through one side and then the other, then it's a Wraith. Wraith can also walk through walls, which is unfortunate when it's roaming. I don't think it can walk through walls when it's hunting. I've never seen that. So salt, motion sensor, EMF 5 could very well be our evidence. We do need to grab that and bring that in finally. We can set those up in the room. And I can stand on top of the salt. Could also be using the parabolic microphone. I should be about 75, we'll say 70% sanity. And now I gotta turn on that light, so it's gonna be down to about 60, 65. Oh, we're gonna need to be a little bit cautious about that. Especially since I'm not carrying a smudge on me, because I want to carry stuff. It got ahead of me and turned off this light. This light is also off for some reason. There we go. This light is also off for some reason. What the hell? This room still coldest? Yes, it is. Whoa! Burnt up the crucifix. That's less than ideal. Means it was nearby, but it hasn't tripped the motion sensor yet. And emphasis on came to me. Is that 2? No, okay. It sounded like 2, but it's just 1. Ghost wants me dead. Now. Maybe yesterday, but probably now. It's going to be hunting any second now. When it does so, it's going to have to walk through that salt. So, let's go hide. Not a great hiding room, but we'll make it work. Oh, it is actually. There's a hiding space right here. I'm gonna mute my microphone to be quiet. I think that's a Banshee. It speeds up too much with line of sight with just the smallest amount of line of sight. It seemed like it roamed towards me. It might be a demon. It felt like those crucifix hunts were too close back to back, though. I'm not entirely positive. But it did seem to roam to me to turn off those light switches, so I'm thinking Banshee.
Welcome back.
It turned... Oh, it didn't turn off the breaker. I forgot about that. And I thought that speed up was weird. Oh, come on. So the Jinn, if the power is on, will be faster with a longer distance between you and the Jinn, and then once it gets closer, it'll put a speed back to normal. With the breaker turned off, it'll just be basically like spirit speed. I heard it walk through the salt, so I was able to mark down Wraith. It felt like it was following me, but it very well could have just normally been following me or walking the same direction. So that's why I was kind of leaning towards Banshee. And then the back-to-back crucifix burns was a bit odd. Damn. Now that's how frustrating that could be, because how far in are we so far? We are 28 minutes in, so yeah. This is going to be a half hour that we were just in there trying to figure out this ghost type, and it was just playing with us the entire time. Jinn would have been, what is that, EMF 5, freezing, and... Oh, UV. And we didn't get freezing, we didn't get UV, so it's probably going to end up being EMF 5. Or it was just wandering too much to give us freezing temps. So, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. It's unfortunate I did not manage to get that completed, but we'll definitely give that a shot again sometime in the future. I do Insanity and Nightmare challenges regularly, and although I didn't manage to succeed here, it's still, the premise is more important than the practice, because my motor skills suck. And reaction time. And I muted my microphone before the ghost hunted, so it could not have just beelined for me. Or didn't beeline, but it could not have just roamed to me like it seemed to. That was very, very bizarre. It also hunted for quite a while. This is also odd. Anyway, if you guys could like, comment, and or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Anything that you could do for the channel, help me put more back into the channel for you. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.